Well, this is unexpected. I had a little trouble. I just recorded my video for my coffee clutch, and yeah, it didn't go well. My old little iMac, who is what 12 years old, died on me, and yeah, I lost everything. So yeah, this is my impromptu coffee clutch. Well, I see. Oh, there's only already one person here. So what was I saying? I have been traveling around Belgium all week to visit all kinds of libraries. It was a wonderful journey. I met wonderful people, saw some really great libraries. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then, yeah, there was also time for reading. I did quite a lot of reading. I started the week with, or the weekend, well, last weekend, with Patricia Highsmith's a Dreamer, the Dreamer of Forgery, which is very much a political thriller this time. It is a very Patricia Highsmith book, but it was very political. So, what's the story? The story is about a playwright who travels from America to Morocco 2 3 weeks earlier than the rest of the people of the set to write a script and to really take in the flavors of Morocco, really get to know the people who live there and their ways of doing things and etc. The day that the director was supposed to come comes and goes, and a week goes by, and then he finally learns that the director isn't coming at all because he decided to end his life. And then our protagonist decides to write a novel instead of a screenplay, and all things start to happen. But in the background, there is also the Israeli war with Palestine. So yeah, even then. And, history repeats itself. And although I enjoyed this book, for me, this was not her best book, but a very interesting book, nevertheless, because it's so different and yet very Patricia Highsmith. So yeah, this is up to now. It's our 12th book that Ollie and I have read this year of her, and yeah, it's so far her most political book. It was very interesting to find the Lebanese and the Palestinian Israeli question again in the background of this book. Yesterday, I finished a masterpiece, Northwoods, by Daniel Mason. I'm sorry you see everything in reverse. I can't help it right now. It is what it is. It's very impromptu. But Northwoods is a story told through a plot of land somewhere in America, starting in the settler days. And there's a young couple that flees from a sort of a very religious settlement, and they find a plot of land, build a little cabin on there, and they start their lives there. And then the next chapter is another family who lives on that plot of land. And the next chapter after that is again a new family. And it goes on and on and on. You have 12 chapters of 12 families, 12 people who, or groups of people who live on that land. You learn about the history and the history of the plot of land. Things happen there. He uses Daniel Mason uses different types of storytelling, but it works magnificently. And although every chapter is another story, you are sucked in this book and you can't stop reading. I read this 400 pages book in, 395 pages in 24 hours. It was that good. Then I start reading Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. This is the story of the women who were victims of Ted Bundy. So she uses his Ted Bundy story, but from their point of view, which is very interesting. I'm only a couple of pages in, but I'm liking it so far. So I'm really curious if this story will hold up till the end. Another 5-star read was The Moon of the Crusted Snow by Wageshi Rice. I don't know how to pronounce it, and you will even find it more difficult because it's in reverse. But anyway, Moon of the Crusted Snow is about a settlement in somewhere in the woods again of Native Americans. They live in their reserve, in their reservation, and suddenly there's a huge blackout. So there's no electricity, there's no Wi-Fi, there is no phone connection, whatever. And for them, it's quite easy to live from the land because they've always kept their ways, and it saves them of all the horrible stuff that is happening out there. And they finally start to realize how bad it is when they start when they encounter white people who are close to starvation and ask for their help. This is a beautiful story about respect for your heritage, respect for nature, respect for the people who live there. It is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And then I also read a memoir. I read quite a few books this week by Alexandra Order, Don't Call Me Home. This is the daughter of Viva Order, and she was one of, what was his face? Andy Warhol's muses. And she was a woman who was larger than life. And this is the story of the girl who lived with her daughter, who lived with her mainly in the Chelsea Hotel, I believe. Well, very well known, and with very famous people living there. And but it is very troubling. It is messed up youth. People call it interesting. I just call it messed up. But it is a really good read because Alexandra writes really, really well. She she does an amazing job, and you are also sucked in. You can read it as a sort of novel. That's how well she wrote this book. It is, a story about a big girl a big child that has to raise a little child, and that doesn't go always well. So this was also a very good read. Then I also read The Man in the Macintosh Suit by Rina Ayubang. This is a story of a Philippines immigrant coming to the States in the 20s, and he works there as a day laborer. He is actually a lawyer, but he can't find a job in the States that is up to his level, but and then suddenly he receives a letter from his long lost wife, telling him that she is in the States too, and he goes and looks for her. So I didn't really like the the art style. This wasn't very. I didn't like it. I was not a big fan of the style of artwork. But yeah, for me it lacked a little depth. The story lacked a little depth. It was very binary in a way. Man receives letter, goes and look for his wife, and then finds somebody else, and it was very easy. It was very predictable. Then I also read, but I don't have an image now because my computer is dead forever, I think. It's 12 years old, so yeah, it was time for a change, I guess. And so I read Lone Women by Victor Laval. This is also a settler story told via an African American woman who leaves. Well, the story starts with she runs away from home. Her house with her parents in there is on fire, and and yeah, so the parents die, and she is carrying a box, and in that box is her darkest secret. And then apparently I don't really entertain people today because people are leaving immediately. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, this was the first part was a horror story. So he tells the story of I forgot her name. He tells her story first as a horror part, and then in the middle there's a sort of twist, and it becomes a fantasy novel. A lot of people really enjoy this book, like Ollie from Crib and Ollie. I didn't. I don't gel with fantasy. It's not my genre. I don't really like it. It happens, it happens. And I'm also reading Impulsion, that is the new novel of Olga Tokarczuk, the great Polish writer who recently won the Nobel Prize, or 2 years ago. And this is her first novel since the Nobel Prize. And yeah, it's a sort of retelling of Thomas Mann's Magic Mountain. Really well written. I'm about 60 pages in. It's really well written, and I read The Magic Mountain only a couple of months ago, somewhere in September, and it's really fun to revisit the atmosphere of Thomas Mann's book. Apparently, it's a very, very interesting take on his story, and it's a lot about misogyny, I believe. I'm 70 pages in, enjoying it so far, and I hope I will till the end of the book. Yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry for this impromptu live because, yeah, things happen. My computer died on me, and luckily I recently bought a refurbished laptop, so I can work on that in the future. But it was a bit too short notice. I don't have every cable to connect with my camera. So yeah, I had to do it this way. But anyway, since you are here, what are you reading? Let me know. And yeah, are there any tips or suggestions you have for me to read? Let me know. What are you reading, and who's in my life? Let me know. Show me. Cuckoo. Besides that, yeah, no, I had a rather cool week. I've met some lovely people in the library industry, or how do you call it? It was wonderful, and yeah, I've seen a lot of interesting ideas that other library uses that we can implement. The reread Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. Yeah, I like that one too. I really like that one too. We did Moonstone. I read Moonstone uh, for Classics and Company. I really enjoyed that one too. Unfortunately, because of the things happening in my family, we couldn't do a live with Ollie. But yeah, those are the things that happen. Um, we have to prepare for the unpreparable, I guess. And yeah, somebody else is reading something fun. Are you rereading for Remember December? A Long Night. Oh, I have never read that one. Heart. Ooh, cool. By Don Alton. I never heard of that. Never heard of it. Is it good? Is it something I should look up and look into? And yeah, there I was actually planning on posting a top 10 last week, last Wednesday, and I didn't because Don Alfon, never heard of him. Um, I wanted to, espionage. Okay. Niet such interesting books. I'm reading De Eeuw van mijn vader by Geert Mak. Geert Mak is somebody who is very well loved in the Netherlands and in Belgium. He is a really good travel writer, and he is a really good observer. He wrote, amongst others, in Europe and stuff like that. I don't know if he has been translated, but yeah. So I was planning on posting my top 10 last Wednesday, but then I had a feeling that there are a couple of books on my TBR that might be eligible for a top 10 place. So I've read so far 291 books, which is a lot less than last year, I have to be honest. But then again, I don't have to commute. I work from home. I don't have any children, and I'm very focused when I'm reading. I don't watch television. I'm reading The Chosen Ones by Steve Sandberg. Really enjoying. Oh, interesting. And there are a couple of Dutch books that I want to read, like the new Hannah Bervoets. She has been translated before. This is Leer me alles wat je weet. She was Victory City. It's on my list. I have it by. He was stabbed. The author of the Satanic Verse, Salman Rushdie. Yes, thank you, Jacqueline. Hannah Bervoets wrote. We had to remove this post. A very short novella about a woman who has to watch many disturbing videos because she's a moderator for a sort of platform like YouTube or Instagram. And it has a huge mental effect on her. And this is a story about a woman who meets a lot of people who are ill but are undiagnosed, and she tries to find a solution for them. And then, I want to read Victory City by Salman Rushdie. I want to finish the new Olga Tokarczuk, which is not yet translated into English. There's so many books I still want to read this year. I have a week off, not this week, but the week after. This week is quite feisty because I have a lot of things to do for school, and then I have a lot of things to do for my job. Hi, Micah. Glad to hear from you. And I have quite a few things to do for my job at the library. So yeah, it's going to be a very feisty week next week. And now that my computer is dead, well, it's 12 years old and I have everything on the cloud. It's not like I've lost any I've lost work. Everything is yeah, I have my backup, so that's not a problem. It's just it's a bit sad, you know. He was a trusted friend for 12 years. He was already refurbished some 6 years ago, so it's too late to do another refurbish. I think maybe I will go once again, I think, to the repairman. But yeah, I luckily I bought a refurbished one during Black Friday for a very good price. So I will be able to continue my job. I just have to figure out how to log in again. Oh, anyway, that's it. Micah, what are you reading? Let us know. You are always reading something interesting about history or some queen that has passed away or whatever. And then, yeah, I still have to finish Anna Karenina that we are reading by Tolstoy, that we are reading for Classics and Company. I'm a little behind on that, but I have the week off next week, so I will finish that one too. Yeah, that's yeah, all I can say. I have many books around me. My TBR is getting larger and larger and larger. Oh, I have a new cup. It says, reading brings unknown friends. So yeah, I think it's cool. Especially when you have a YouTube channel, you meet so many lovely people online as in real life, and that's wonderful. And then also you meet, when you read a lot, you meet a lot of interesting characters, and sometimes they become your friend. And I find that a beautiful concept. It's one of the most rewarding things when you read, I think. And yeah, that's about it. I think I will wrap this one up. Thank you for watching. Sorry about uh, the, the technical issues. I had everything filmed. It was completely edited. Not that I have much to edit, but it was completely done. And then when I wanted to upload it, all electricity went out, and that meant that it was not good, and my computer doesn't want to start up again. So it did also a little pop. So yeah, The Temptation of Elizabeth Tudor by Elizabeth Norton. Ooh, that sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. So yeah, Micah is my non-fiction counterpart. He reads a lot and he learns a lot, and he yeah, reads some very great books, I think. And yeah, he has a wonderful channel too. And yeah, I will leave it to that. I will be talking today. Oh, you'll post another video. Ooh, we are lucky today. I hope you have more luck with editing your video than me. But hey, that's life. Okay, I had that too. My video was uploading too, but then went boop, and it was. Well, I had trouble editing the video, so it was kind of slow, and then it was gone. So yeah, that happens. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon, and keep on reading. And if you have any, yes, I am leaving. Yes, my oh no, my computer, but I have another one. It's okay. It's okay, and I have everything saved. So no a big panic. I knew this was coming. Oh well, I will feed my little. Oh, let me see. Oh, I have something. I have something to show. This is our not so little Vita, but you see on her belly she has been she was fixed last Tuesday, no Wednesday, and but all is going well. So look, so beautiful. Look at that beautiful cat. If you follow me for a couple of months, you will see how much she has grown. And yeah, it's a delight to have her. So yeah, all is well in Belgium. We had a beautiful day. It was sunny, not cold, excellent weather. And went to visit my. Yes, she is beautiful. I think her father was either a Maine Coon or a squirrel. But she's beautiful, yeah. But it's very different when you have a dog. Muffin is also a girl. She's also fixed because it's obliged, especially for cats. When you have a kitten, you have to get it fixed, and but a dog is a lot more ill, or yeah, suffers a lot more after the operation than Vita. She is so strong. That girl. She already weighs 3 kilos 30, and normally for a cat, a female cat, a normal female cat weighs at 6 months 2 kilos 300. So that's 1 full kilo more than a normal cat. So yeah, that's about 30% more than she should weigh. But she's not fat or anything, she's just big. So yeah, that's it. A little bit of cat talk in the mix. So